Welcome to a new episode of Nails from A to Z. This episode is powered by Glossary Live. Hi, I'm Alicia Ramondo and welcome to Peel Back the Polish. Today I'm here with Veronica Luviano from Nailed Up in Dallas, Texas, which is really close to my heart because she's right here in my hometown and had a tour of her academy, and she has a really interesting story, and we wanted to catch up with you and just kind of get to know you a little bit more. I know that a lot of people that are coming to your academy, coming to your salon, they want to learn from you, they want to know a little bit more about you. So we want to kind of get to know about you, where you're from, and how you built this tiny empire you're growing.
Okay, well, let's get started with, my name is Veronica Luviano. I was born in Monterrey, Mexico in 1993, so that makes me a 31-year-old adult now. Not fun. So I was born in Mexico, and when I was 15, my parents brought us here to me and my siblings. I'm the oldest of four, and my dad was already working here for a few months before he decided that he wanted to bring us with him. So he told us that it was a short vacation, which was a lie. Clearly, it's been 16 years.
So when you say here, did he bring you to Dallas, Texas?
Yes, he brought us to Dallas, Texas. We've been living here since we got here to the States. Back then I was 15, and I was just so upset and mad that they lied to me. And a week later, they put me in high school here. So I was like, okay, I guess this is my new life. Let's try it. Here, my mom has a lot of cousins. So I do have a lot of second and third cousins here, which was a lot of help, getting things around. And in high school, I had some cousins in there too that helped me.
Oh, nice.
Also with the language, because when I got here, I didn't speak any English because I never paid attention to English class in Mexico. But yeah, it was a culture shock. There's a lot of different things from living here to living in Mexico, of course.
So were you always interested in art, or what? When and where did you fall in love with nails?
Well, in art, I've always been a creative person. And it started with my mom, because I have this faint memory of my mom painting some pots. She would get paid to paint and decorate pots with floral designs, and I'll just watch her do it, and I love watching, and I would cry when she stopped. She's like, I got no more pots. Well, keep going. I want to see you. And that got me interested in drawing. I remember that being the moment where I'm like, I want to do that. It looks so fun, so mesmerizing. So that got me into it, and I started drawing by myself. And then eventually, I never thought I was gonna do nails, never. But when I got here, and let me tell you, we came as immigrants. We didn't have no paper, no social, no ID, no nothing. And I used to work at restaurants. And you, as an immigrant, don't have a lot of choices as far as jobs, It's always in the kitchen or like cashier, something like that. And I was just over it because we get the worst clients, the worst customers, So I was just over it and trying to find something else to do that was actually a little bit more fun, something more enjoyable. And I was currently working at a gym, LA Fitness. I used to do like the shakes and all of that for the athletes and stuff. And I remember seeing a card that said nail technician. And I was like, what is that? I'm interested. So I called this person in the card, and I was like, hey, what are you? What do you do? What do you mean nail technician? And she explained to me. I had no idea what manicures was, nothing. I never did my nails in Mexico, just for my quinceañera, that's it. So I wasn't into really the beauty stuff. First of all, I couldn't afford it. And I would just paint my own nails from the kids, a Walmart kit. And I enjoyed the process of that. Mm-hmm. And seeing that card, it was kind of like a sign for me to investigate a little more into that. So I called her and I asked her, and she told me, she spoke Spanish, thankfully. So she was like, I went to this school. You're gonna go there for 600 hours. It cost me this. I'm like, I'm gonna go see. And then I went the next week and signed up. And I was like, this is great. I can just double work and like, so I can afford the gas and everything too. So I made it work and finished in 4 months. And that allowed me to quit my restaurant life and focus on starting doing nails and making a life out of that. And at first, I saw it like as another chance to get just a different job, but I fell in love with it, and it just became my passion to have a good time while meeting new people and doing art. Like that's like everything to me. Like, oh my god, I'm getting paid for having fun. It's great. Of course, it wasn't easy at the beginning. I worked at the wrong places and eventually found my own way through the industry. But yeah, I didn't see it as a career at first. It was just like another job. And then I wanted to do radiology, actually, radiology or ultrasound technician, but I didn't have nothing.
Right.
Not even money. Like I didn't have nothing. And they asked at one point in college, I went to college, they asked me for an ID, like a Texas ID to apply for that radiology program. And I wasn't even close to applying, but I was already gathering information to see what I needed. And I'm like, I can't even apply. The first job that I worked at as a nail technician, official nail technician, I was really disappointed of how the nail industry worked, because it was a bad location. It was dirty, and it just set the first standard for me. And I'm like, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. I wasn't happy. I would just come home, and I remember my husband, and back then he was my boyfriend, and my mom, they were like, you look unhappy. You look so miserable. What are you doing there? I'm like, I have to do it because I want to learn. Like, I want to get fast. I want to get like them. And so I was just considering quitting when I encountered one of my friends from beauty school at the gym. And she worked here in Salt Lake at a salon. And she said, look, I can help you get in, and it will be totally different from where you're at right now. You just need a different location. And I was like, well, let's try. But I will have to quit my gym job, which I loved. I was so comfortable there. So happy. I had free membership. And I was like, well, I just have to let go of something that I'm happy with and comfortable to do what I really want to do. So I quit and came to work in Salt Lake. And that's when I realized that, okay, it matters the location. It matters the kind of clientele you want to attract to your business. It matters what kind of service you offer. That's going to make the big difference from your experience as a tech and your check, basically. Yeah. And this other place was clean, nice, and the prices were higher. And I was like, wow, like people really want that luxury, like to make them feel good and clean, and where techs are happy to work at, at that salon. So that's where the journey really started, when I saw that, wow, I wasn't happy here, I'm happy here, why? Right. And I started like figuring out what I wanted as far as my workplace and my space, and what I wanted to deliver to my clients. And then from there, I just keep on moving salons, and then I worked downtown Dallas for 2 years. And the people there were more laid back and more art. They wanted more art. In Salt Lake, it was just French. So I was kind of bored as far as that. But when I got my first check in Salt Lake, I cried. I was like, I can't believe I made this in a week. Like, I've never done this before. It took me a month to make it in the food industry. It took me 3 weeks to make it like at the other jobs. And I was just so grateful for being able to do that and help my family and provide for myself. It was a big deal, a big change in my life. That first check made a big change, and I was like, this is the standard now. This is the lifestyle I want. Yeah.
And so then you kind of started going to some other salons and getting a little bit more experience.
Yes, every salon is different. Because every salon has its own values and way of working, policies and all that. At the other place, the third salon I worked at, downtown, was great. I loved it. But there, the management wasn't it. So I'm like, wow, you can have this beautiful place and all these clients, but when you cannot manage it,
Right.
it doesn't matter. Like, it's like nothing, like you're not doing nothing. So I worked there for 2 years. I really, really like my job. I liked every job that I'm at. I try to find, the positive things. But this job, this third one, their salon was the last salon I worked at. And from there, I was like, I met someone there that is still up to this day my client, my friend, my mentor. And she pushed me to look further. Like, you can work for your own and just make more money and like do your own schedule and really do what you want as far as the menu, your core values. So she put this big picture on me, and I'm like, now I cannot unsee it.
Yes.
And she took me to see this building in Highland Park area, and there's no way back. So that's when I went independent on my own in 2016. It was actually my birthday. And she's like, let's go. Because I was going to leave to Monterrey that day. Because when I got married, my husband, thankfully, he could help me with my residency. So we went to sign up for that.
Wait, so you got your first salon and you went to Monterrey for the first time in 8 years and you saw your family.
Yes, and I was still working at this other salon downtown. So I'm like, I have to quit now. I don't know how to quit. I'm so scared. Like, I loved my job there. Every job I left, I loved for some reason. And it was hard to let go, but also it was what I had to do. And actually, one of my coworkers and friends joined me on that suite. So it was easier to pay the rent. And like, I felt a little bit less stressed because someone else was with me, so we would split the rent and like bring more people in, more activity in the room.
Yes.
And then after a year we got a divorce and I got my own suite also because we grew in different ways and we all were ready to like start our own branding, our own brand. So in 2017 I moved to my own suite, and that's when I feel like I started getting like big deals, like big, recognized by brands. And I got a deal with Neiman Marcus magazine 1 year, Christmas book. I worked on the models, and I got contacted by Ariana Grande too. Well, I got to meet Ariana Grande when I worked downtown because we were so close to American Airlines, and they called me to do her nails because I was the team leader and I didn't have any bad reviews. So they're like, okay, you go. So I went to see her to American Airlines, and since then she kept my Instagram and I kept hers, and we were in contact. Every time she came to Dallas, she would DM me. So I did her total like 3 times, and it was a big deal to me because the second time I did her nails, it was when I was independent already. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this is happening to me. Like, I thought it was a scam at first, until I was like, you have to call me or have your manager call me so I can, believe it. And they did call me. So it happened. It wasn't a dream.
And so now you have a salon with employees. You've expanded into an academy. What was kind of the catalyst that made you move from being kind of, single in a suite by yourself with full control over everything to now you have a lot of responsibility?
What did I do? The good old days. I wanted my family to experience financial freedom. Specifically more my mother. My mom didn't work when I grew up. She was always home, stay-at-home mom. And I felt that she needed to feel that power of independence. Like, you can make it if you want to. You can,
no matter what.
No matter what. So I really wanted my mom to experience that. And she didn't want to. She refused so many times, because I knew my mom would make it. She's creative. She's more creative than me. She's she's great at painting. She has a lot of patience. So I'm like, Mom, you have all the ingredients to just get on it, like go to school. And the first school she signed up, she got scammed.
Oh,
So
no.
she was like, this is a sign for me to not. I'm like, no, this is a sign for you to go to another school. That's it. So she lost money there. So she was a little, disappointed about that. And I told her, Mom, she used to work at a cleaner. And of course, my mom back then didn't have any social either, nothing. So also her possibilities of a job were really small. The choices were small, and it was always like hard labor. So she worked at a cleaner. I remember Monday through Friday, and she would make like $400. And it was so hot in there, and she would get up very, very early. So I'm like, Mom, like you need to stop, and this is what you can make. And it's easy. And she's like, I don't speak English. Like, I'm so embarrassed. What if the clients ask me something and I cannot say it back? I'm like, I'll be there. Number one. And number two, I'm not going to book any rude client to you. You're going to start with my clients. You can just do petties, So, okay, she gave it a try. And she went to another school. And she really loved that school. It was like a more Hispanic-oriented school. So she had a lot of Spanish speakers. Friends and the teacher as well, so that got her like more comfortable, and it gave her the chance to like love the process and what she was doing. So when she finished school, she started doing pedicures in my suite, and she loved it because of course like it was so
money.
different.
Yeah.
so easy. She would just come to a client, and I let her keep everything. Eventually we made a deal. I'm like, Mom, I'm not gonna charge you. I'm gonna give you 100% of your income. Like, I'm not taking any cut. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. And yeah, she experienced it. And then I'm like, if you're good doing pedicures, I cannot imagine what you can do on nails. Now that you have the confidence and you're good and you feel like you can do this. So I remember telling my husband, like, I think I'm ready to move out, to get a bigger place. That's not huge. That's not something a little bigger than what I have right now, but I'm not ready to manage like a whole team.
Right.
Let's do a slow transition. So I remember that day, it was June, and it's crazy because everything happens around my birthday. Yeah, I have this memory of my mom forcing me to watch this video. It's called The Secret.
Yes.
Have you?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Of course.
I remember.
Yeah, it changed my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine too. Mm-hmm. And when I watched it, I'm like,
changes everything.
Mind blown.
Yep.
Mind blown. So this was when I was like 17, and since then, every decision I make or every change, I'm like, it's just part of the process.
Yes.
Like, it gets harder before it gets easier,
yes.
And not easier, but like comfortable.
Vision and mission statements.
Yes. My scripting.
Yes.
So back when I opened my first salon, it was June, and I was gonna do a class, and I remember the venue that I rented for that class, because I just had my suite. I didn't have space. I just did one-on-ones, and I wanted to do a group class, and the venue canceled me like 2 days before because something happened with the AC, and they were fixing it. It was gonna take like 3-4 days. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't have a space, so I'm like, I'm gonna just do it at home. I have a big living room, and we moved everything out. Like everything, all the sofas were in my kitchen, and I'm like, I'm just gonna make it work, and I'm gonna be thankful that I have a house with a living room. And it was six girls, 6 ladies, and they all showed up. They didn't care that the address was different. They all showed up. I was so thankful. And that day also I had my mom and my mother and my sister assisting me. So they also made money that day. So everybody was like flowing, and I felt so happy. And I remember I scripted, that was in June, and in April, I scripted, let me try this scripting, because I went through the rules of The Secret, like the manifestation,
yes.
But I never scripted it.
Oh, it changes everything.
Yes. So I scripted in present form I have a salon. It smells like this. It has windows. I even wrote my pregnancy there. Like, I'm pregnant this year. Everything's going good. I'm making money. I'm spending money. I'm traveling. I have a team now. I do classes. Like, I wrote everything, and I'm like, let's see how it goes. I even forgot about that little paper. And then when I realized, I'm like, wait a minute.
Everything happened.
Wait a minute. So I remember that day when I was doing the class, I was so hyped up. Like, I was vibing high. And my husband came from work, and he's like, babe, I saw this location in Bishop Arts. It looks great for, like, your next salon. Like, I'm like, that sounds pricey. Bishop Arts, like, what, 5,000 a month? Like, and I was paying 1,000 a month comparing to 5. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm scared. He's like, let's go, let's call. You're not gonna lose anything, you know. I'm like, okay. So I called, and the guy was like, you wanna come see it? Come see it. Like, let's work something out. So that same day we went to see it, and when he told me the price, I'm like, what? That's very affordable. Like, that's not much difference from where I was by myself in Highland Park and then Bishop Arts. So I'm like, I mean, where do I sign? Like, just give me the key right now. And that same day I signed.
Yes.
So when I saw the room, it was exactly what I wrote on the script. I'm like, it has windows. It's just maybe double or triple bigger than what I had, and I can afford it. So I signed up, and we started working on it. I remember the carpets were so old and waiting. I didn't want to spend all my money on like fixing it because I was scared of like, you know, and I'm glad I did because then COVID came and all of that. So we did everything ourselves. We removed, well, not we, my husband and his cousins and my brother and my dad. So they did everything.
That's a big we. That's everybody.
I said where. So we did everything. All my people helped me. It was like a full team effort. And then we opened in October. We got it in June. We opened in October 7th. And then we made a big party in November. 3 weeks after that, I got contacted by an agency for Dolce & Gabbana fashion show. And I was like, oh my God, like I don't have enough people now. So it was me, my mom, and my first hire, actually. She was one of my clients. And it was when I was in my suite that she's like, this is what I want to do. I want to be on a suite like you. I'm like, well, go to school. This is what you have to do. And she stopped being my client because she was becoming a nail tech. And she joined one of my first group class, the one that I had at home. She was there. So we did it, and it was so fun. So fun, so hectic too, because we're like models after model, and like they give you like 5 minutes for each. But it was so fun. And from there, I feel like I started getting more recognition locally. And then Ariana Grande again, and a few more gigs, another fashion show by this brand called Farah. And that's where we did the press-ons. We did the press-ons for them. Of course, no charge. It was just an opportunity to collaborate and get ourselves out there. Big investment. It was my mom worked all day. And of course, I paid my mom. But as far as us, like the business didn't make anything, but not money-wise, but we got like the exposure,
a lot of exposure,
which is huge.
Yeah.
And we did that. We got really good pictures of that. And that's how we started getting out there with the press-ons. To when COVID hit, we closed. So my mom and I were doing press-ons in the salon. I mean, with my big old belly, like, because that was the only way. We didn't have no rent extension, nothing. We still had to pay our bills. And when I opened the salon, I got dead. So it was the only way.
Yeah, you had to work.
I had to work. I had to.
And what do you see as like what is next on the script?
I want another baby. We were thinking about trying to grow our family. I always wanted a big family, but now I just want another baby. I just want more. It is so hard. It was always fun to grow up with my siblings. And actually, one video that I saw not too long ago was on TikTok, and this lady was like, if you're considering on having a second child, this is your sign. Your sibling is your best friend for life. Like, it's
Yep.
the longest relationship you will ever have. Not your parents, not your dad, not your mom, not your boyfriend, husband, wife, is your sibling. You literally grow with them, and where you're supposed to, or hopefully you keep up on that relationship until you're gone.
Yeah.
And I can imagine my life without my siblings. So I'm like, I want to give that to my daughter.
Yep.
Have that gift. Literally, it's a gift. As far as my academy goes, I see it as somewhere where other masters can come in and teach the DFW community or whoever wants to come in. I want it to be a home for other teachers from all over the world. So my plan is that to have a safe space for teachers and students, and a safe space for techs where they're happy to work at. And because clients, like I said, they perceive that. They see when a team is comfortable, a team is happy. And also, I want to keep competing. My first competition was in 2021 in Mexico. And I just joined 2 categories just to try it out to see. And of course, I didn't place nothing. I didn't even know what I was doing. But I had fun. My first competition class I took by Nicolas Paji. And he's been a great guidance so far. He's such a nice person. And then I kept practicing from that competition class, which was last November. And I signed up for Germany in maybe January. That's where I signed up. And that's where I started like practicing back to back to back. And in Germany, I was really disappointed because I didn't place. I placed on one category that I didn't practice for, which was gel nails, the gel manicure. Because I do that every day at work,
Right.
you know. But I practiced 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 times a day, 10 times a week, and I didn't place on those categories, and that was so like heartbreaking. I was like, I can't believe I traveled all these miles and involved my family, and I didn't even place. And I was just first like taking it and super sad, and then I was like, okay, I guess I just need to keep working, keep practicing. But that helped me for Orlando. All of that practice helped me for Orlando this year in June. Because I had already like going through the flow of like the structure and like my speed, so I kept on practicing up to June, and that took me where I placed on most of my categories that I joined. And then Mexico kicked my butt, and by then I was Division 3, and I mean I was against my teachers, you know, so
Yeah.
that was hard enough. And
Now it's back to square one.
back to square one, yes, definitely. But it's been so long that I don't start from zero, that I just need to remind myself, like, the salon, I started from zero, the teaching, I started from zero. So you need to humble yourself and like remember, like, you're not all there yet. It's
well, every time I feel like every time you start from zero, you're starting from zero in a different place, and you already know what you can accomplish from being at zero. So it is an uphill journey, but it's also still just a journey, you know, and just, you know, take all the information in. When I was talking to you the other day at your salon, you said, you know, some of these girls were jealous about where I'm at and what I'm doing in my life, but remember how long I've been doing it. Yes. So you kind of, when you're competing against your teachers, you have to remember how long they've been doing it,
exactly,
and how long you've been doing it, and it just takes a little bit of time. And
just being on the competition arena, it's a big deal for me. It's like, oh my God, like, I feel so lucky to be here, so blessed. And I just need to remind myself to be patient.
Well, for those out there that want to come to your academy, they want to maybe take a training to start competitions, where can they contact you?
Well, you can contact me via WhatsApp. I will answer faster there. The phone number is 972-922-3955, or you can contact me through Instagram, Vero Nail Artist. You can DM me there. I'm the only one in charge of that account. So you for sure will have an answer from me real quick. Or email, you prefer email, veronical@naildub.org also. But yeah, I usually answer within hours. So yes.
So she has a great space down in downtown Dallas, and she is opening it up for everybody to come and join her, and also for other nail mentors to come and join
Yes.
you to change the landscape in Dallas Fort
Please.
Worth. So
Help
I'll
us.
definitely be on that wagon. I'll be helping change the landscape. That's what we do at Glossary Live, is try to change the landscape and at least offer education, and information to those that want it. So, but thank you for joining, and thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
For more nail stuff, don't forget to visit glossarylive.com to find inspiration, trends, step-by-steps, and news. It's all about nails.